My name is Ingrid Myers. I'm 32 years old. And 4 weeks before my brother's wedding, I listed the house he thought was his. Not because I hated him. Not because I wanted revenge. Because he looked me in the eye and told me I wasn't close enough to be invited. The house was in Laurel Ridge. 4 bedrooms. 2-car garage. Maple tree in the backyard. My name on the deed. His wedding venue. And now a for sale sign stood in the front yard. The first showing request came 3 hours after the listing went live. The second came before dinner. The third came while I was brushing my teeth. I slept better that night than I had in months. Not because I felt victorious. Because for the first time in 10 years, I wasn't carrying Derek. The phone exploded the next morning. 32 missed calls. 21 texts. 1 voicemail from Roy. Another from Derek. 3 from numbers I didn't recognize. The certified letter had arrived. Derek finally knew. The house wasn't his. And it never had been. I listened to Roy's voicemail first. Ingrid, call me back. There's been a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. I stared at the phone. 2 years. $154,000 down. 24 mortgage payments. Property taxes. Insurance. Repairs. And somehow the misunderstanding was mine. I called Helen instead. Any offers? She laughed. 3 buyers are interested already. Good. Then I went to work. Because numbers don't care about family drama. Numbers simply tell the truth. At noon, Derek stormed into my office. Actually stormed. Reception called first. There's a man demanding to see you. I knew exactly who it was. He burst through the door red-faced and shaking. You listed my house. I looked up from my computer.
No.
His jaw tightened.
What?
I listed my house. Silence. Then anger.
Pure anger.
You can't do this. I already did. Caitlin doesn't know. That's because you lied.
His face changed.
For a second, he looked scared. Not angry. Scared. And I finally understood. He wasn't afraid of losing the house. He was afraid of losing the story. The successful homeowner. The provider. The future husband. The man who built something. Because none of it was true. And the truth was coming.
Fast.
3 days later, I got a call I wasn't expecting. Caitlin. His fiancée. I answered immediately. Ingrid. Her voice sounded exhausted. Did you buy the house? I closed my eyes. Finally. The right question. Yes. Long silence. Then another question. Has Derek been paying for it?
No.
Another silence. Longer this time. When she spoke again, her voice had changed. Not emotional. Not angry. Just calm. The dangerous kind of calm. Can we meet? We met at a coffee shop halfway between Asheville and Laurel Ridge. Caitlin arrived wearing hospital scrubs. Straight from a 12-hour shift.
No muck-up.
No drama. Just facts. The kind of woman who wanted the truth more than comfort. I liked her immediately. She sat down, opened a folder, and slid something across the table. Bank statements. Mortgage records. Screenshots. She'd already started investigating. Nurses and accountants have something in common. We both noticed details. I asked Derek 5 times, she said. He lied 5 times. I nodded. Then I handed her a copy of the deed.
She looked at it, then looked at me,
then looked back at the deed. Owner. Ingrid Marie Myers. Her fiancé's name wasn't anywhere on it. Not once. She laughed. One short, broken laugh. I almost married a stranger. And that's when I knew the wedding wasn't going to survive. 3 weeks before the wedding, the Torres family learned everything. Marco learned. Gloria learned. Sophia learned. Every single lie. The house. The mortgage. The job history. The missed payments. All of it. Derek called me screaming. You ruined my life. I almost laughed. Because that's what people say when the truth arrives. As if the truth created the problem. Instead of exposing it, the wedding invitations stopped going out. The caterer got paused. The venue deposits froze. Nobody knew if there would even be a wedding. Then something happened I never expected. Caitlin called again. I ended it.
He said quietly.
You sure? Yes.
No hesitation. No tears.
Just certainty. I can forgive failure, Ingrid,
She said.
I can't marry fraud. That sentence stayed with me because it wasn't about the house anymore. It was about character. And Derek had spent years borrowing mine. The house received an offer 2 days later. Full asking price. $785,000.
Cash.
30-day close. Helen sounded excited. I felt nothing. The house had never been the point. The point was finally putting down a burden I'd been carrying since I was 22. Roy showed up at my apartment that weekend. First time in years. He looked older, smaller, like reality had finally caught him. We sat at my kitchen table. Neither of us spoke. Eventually he did. I failed you. I wasn't expecting that. Not from Roy. Not ever. I kept asking you to be strong. He stared at his hands. And I never asked what it cost. I felt something crack inside me. Not anger. Not forgiveness. Something in between. The truth. The simple truth. My father had spent 10 years loving the child who needed him most. And forgetting the child who never asked. For the first time in my life he saw it. Really saw it. And sometimes that's all a person wants. To be seen. Before they stop carrying everyone else. The wedding day arrived.
No wedding.
No music.
No flowers. No ceremony.
Just a house full of boxes. The sale closed 3 days later. I signed paperwork at 10:14 in the morning. The buyer transferred funds. The mortgage disappeared. The profit landed in my account. And just like that, the house was gone. Derek moved into a small apartment outside Asheville. 1 bedroom. No maple tree.
No granite countertops. No fantasy.
Just reality. For the first few months he blamed me. Then he blamed Caitlin. Then Roy. Then everyone. Eventually he ran out of people. And finally looked in a mirror. A year later, he got a steady job. Actually kept it. 2 years later, he was still there.
No shortcuts. No rescues.
No sister writing checks. Just work. The strange thing about responsibility is that people often discover they're capable of it only after nobody saves them. Roy changed too. He stopped calling when something broke. Started calling just to talk. Every Sunday. Not because he needed money. Because he wanted his daughter. The first time he did it, I almost cried. Not because it was extraordinary.
Because it was ordinary.
And I'd waited 10 years for ordinary. As for me, I bought a small house outside Asheville. Nothing dramatic. Nothing huge. Just mine. One evening I sat on the porch, watching the sunset. Phone silent.
No emergencies. No requests. No crises.
No one needing rescued. Just peace. Then a text arrived. From Caitlin. A photo. She was standing beside a man I didn't recognize. Both smiling. Happy. The message underneath read, "Thank you for telling me the truth before I married the lie." I looked at that text for a long time. Then I put the phone down. Because the story had never been about the house. Or the wedding. Or the deed. It was about a lesson my mother never got the chance to teach me. Helping someone isn't the same thing as carrying them. Love isn't measured by how much you sacrifice. And the people who truly belong in your life don't need you to break yourself so they can stand. For 10 years, I thought being the strong one meant holding everyone up. I was wrong. Sometimes being strong means letting go. And when I finally did, everything that was supposed to stay, stayed. The rest sold itself.